My time's cut short already. Who's here for the first time? First time. All right, first time. Listen, are you hungry?
Yes.
You want to go eat?
No.
Are you hungry for success?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So you better stay in the room because I got a secret I'm going to tell you at the end of my presentation, all right? And for you to say in the right answer, I got a triphasic white mask for you. Woo! Give her a hand. All right. So we're going to talk about the mindset. I had the topic of mindset of a blue diamond, but would you guys rather hear the mindset of $1 million circle member? Yeah? All right. So let's do that one instead. So we got 7 steps in this. We're going to go through all of these right here. So we're talking about system 7. We're talking about 7 steps of the workflow, and we're going to do 7 steps to $1 million mindset, all right? So we've heard this a lot throughout the weekend. Emma was on stage before, and she talked about gratitude, right? And I am extremely thankful for my background. But it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter because you have so much, right? And if you have the attitude of that you have a lot, you're going to focus on attracting more. But if you don't have enough, you're never, if you always think about the things you don't have, you're never going to have enough, right? So focus on the things that you do have and be extremely, extremely grateful for all those things, okay? So it's not always easy, right, to be thankful, but there are 3 things that I want to suggest for you to do. So when I wake up in the morning, I think about how grateful I am. Okay, it's easy for me to stand up and look out the window in this beautiful ocean and the sun's coming up. Okay, super easy, right? But think of 3 things that you're really grateful for each morning or before you go to bed. Another thing I highly suggest with that is find an accountability partner that you maybe send a message to every single day with things you're grateful for. Or you start a gratitude journal. There have been studies that show that people with a gratitude journal are actually healthier. They have less inflammation in their body. Okay, multiple studies that show that. So yes or yes, we're going to start to be more thankful for everything we got, right? So next time you go out there and you go to the ATM and you go and you take out the money, what are you going to do? Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? We heard that this morning, okay? So start talking to those ATM machines and be really, really thankful, okay? So another question here. Anybody else who's new? How many does it take to become a blue diamond? How many do you have to recruit? We got a 1? A 1? Woo! Another 1. Okay? 1. It's not about getting 12 people. Okay? It's a 1 person that you got to recruit. Who's that? Right? So, to do that, we've got to keep coming to these events. We've got to keep building our belief, right? And one of the things that you guys can do right now is to just bring up, you can keep coming back and back into events. And can I get a chair, please? Be great. No, I want this chair right here, okay? So you guys saw the apartment yesterday that my brother was showing, right? And one of the things that I had a little bit of trouble with was everybody always told me about getting these huge, huge goals. And so I'm going to take you back to that apartment that you saw yesterday, that really, really crummy apartment. And I used to stand on those wooden chairs. Like half of them were broken, so they would always fall down. So here I've got an actually sturdy chair. And I would actually get on the phone with Guy Rowley, and we would do our definite main purpose statement. So I would go, this is early in the morning, right? I was actually staying in that apartment with another person who's in the business, and I would usually wake her up like this. It's the 19th of March, 2009, and I, Daniel Norell, am so happy and grateful now that I'm receiving 25,000 pounds per month in residual income from my global new skin enterprise business. Woo! But you know what? It didn't work for me. I'll take you back to 2009. I'm making about 1,500 euros a month, and I've got 4 months to take it from 1,500 euros to 25,000, right? And in my head, I'm going, no, I'm not going to do that, right? So one day I heard my little brother, and he said 10,000 in his definite purpose statement. And at first I was like, that's so disappointing. he's better than me, and he said 10,000. So what I did was I said, oh, let's bring it down a little bit and start to build the bridge towards those bigger goals. And when I started to bring down that definite main purpose statement, that amount, I started to believe it a little bit. And that's when my business started to take off a little bit more, right? So how many do we have to recruit? Hopefully this weekend has really helped you to recruit yourself, right? So any of you going on a flight tonight? Tomorrow, you've flown here and now you're gonna fly back, right? Have you ever gone on a plane and you have the pilot get on and be like, guys, we might end up in, Siberia or Wisconsin or some other place. I'm not really sure, but, we might end up there or we might go to your destination you want to go, right? How confident are you sitting on that flight? Like, are you going to stay in your seat? I know that this evening when I got on my flight, I want to go home and see my little kids. If he doesn't say, this plane is going to Valencia, I'm going to get off and take a bike or a bus or something else, right? So when you speak to people, make sure you have 100% certainty where you're going. How are you going to bring people with you if you don't know where you're going? Right? Okay? So, another question, another pop question here. Kenton had a slide on the other day, and he had his father say something to him. What was that? Anybody remember? No, you have this. All right. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Okay? A lip balm launching in a few months. Awesome products. Okay? So, we've heard it as well. What did Nathan say? The 5 people you hang out with the most, right? So if you are not fortunate enough to have amazing, amazing inner circle of uplines that have had huge success, you can do this anyway. So what I did ever since I started this business is every single time that I saw an audio or a video done by Nathan, Ricks, or Kenton, I would download that and play it over and over and over and over again in my head, okay? I still today spend 30 to 90 minutes every single day working on this right here, okay? Because I spend most of my time with my kids, and even though they're amazing and they have creativity, they're probably not going to bring up my way of thinking about money, right? So I need to put that on. And what I really suggest is if you do have kids, play that stuff in the car so your kids hear it as well, right? So talking about kids, turn off the sound for this, please. Can we get the sound off? Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay? Introduce you to my son, Winston, right here. Okay? Amazing. This guy is so determined. Like his consistency every day of like throwing the balls into the hoops and kicking it and so on is amazing. 2.5 years old, right? Watch this right here as I speak about this consistency, this persistence. So, how much does an average executive make in euros? An average executive, anybody? Anybody? Average executive, what do they make in our business? Okay, whoever said that, come on up, it's right here, okay? There's your prize right there, okay? So my first year, on average, I made less than 500 euros per month my entire first year. But I continued. What do you think happened in my second year? I made less than the average executive month after month after month after month in my entire second year. Okay? And in my third year, what happened? What happened in my third year? Anybody want this? Okay? Now, people started to think that I was crazy going from this corporate world, having a successful career, to not making any money whatsoever, right? But I continued, and I started to doubt myself as well. But as we've heard throughout this entire weekend, it's all about persistence and continuing all the time, right? If you just continue to do, sorry. Oh, no. Can you fast? Oh, there we go. No. He made it again, but that doesn't matter. All right. So he makes it here and there. He's up on this chair throwing the ball, which is a little bit more difficult, right? So I don't have time to show this again here, but he does make it here at the very end, and he has a massive smile on his face. So I'll have to post that at some point anyway. My brother mentioned this slide. I just think that's so funny. We handed in our slides, and he looked over my slide, and he's like, I got that same thing. And it's like, out of all the books in the world, we still talk about this. You know why? Because we're both really slow at this, right? So we want to refer to something that helps us to feel good. Like, hey, it takes a long time to become good at something, right? So it's going to take you some time to have success in our business. For most people, right? You have exceptions, yes. But what about the average person? Anybody in here can have success, as long as you choose to do so and continue to work the business. Now, it was funny because, like, of course, we all want to become, 10-star, quadruple, kryptonite, double gem, diamond, gold, right? Whatever it is she's called. I don't know, Emma. I don't know what took you so long, but hey, it's good. But you're there now, right? So be incredibly, incredibly patient, and you will find amazing people in your organization. I am still today a horrible recruiter. I'm horrible at sales. But I still just do it day after day after day after day, and somebody's going to become good in my organization, right? So you don't have to be amazing. You just got to continue, and you will find amazing people somehow, or somebody else will find amazing people for you, like as long as they're in your organization, right? Okay, so, no, that's too quick. So Nathan also mentioned this point yesterday. If you improve 1% a day, how much do you improve over 1 year? Do you remember the number? Almost, 37. Most of you said that. Whoever said that, oh, you haven't even used this. Also, the one that I'm going to put this on right now because it's so good. So I got the plumping lip balm here, and I got a new one here, and nobody has claimed them at all. They're just for nobody in this front row, please. So the one thing I really like about this slide right here is, if you succeed, I feel threatened. I come from the corporate world where I always felt that if other people succeeded, there was no place for me, right? Anybody ever feel that in the corporate world? It's either you or them, okay? It's a scarcity mindset. And it took me years and years and years of coming to these events and working on this to finally go, I love when they have success. I love seeing other organizations. Oh, it's really tingly. I love to see other people have success. It's awesome. I love that. And that's because I've been able to move a little bit over from this side to that side. But it's taken time to get there, right? So, España, ¿quién es este? Okay, for those of you that are not golf fans, this is Sergio Garcia. He's 2 months older than me. I have followed his career. When he was about 19 years old, he was really, really, really good. He was going to battle Tiger Woods for all the majors because he was having a lot of fun, okay? This is the magic ingredient that I was going to share with you. And those of you that are leaving, are you guys going to the seminar next door, which is a $10 an hour Burger King seminar, or are you staying here for a while longer? Yeah? So, almost done here. So Sergio Garcia's fiance looked at pictures and saw him having crazy amount of fun when he was younger, when he was really good. And sure, he had a decent career, but he was like the best player ever not to win a major. And what happened a month ago, or actually probably longer than that, his fiance told him, you've got to have fun. You've got to bring in the element of fun, right? And so he had tons and tons of fun at this last Masters tournament. And what happened? Ganador! Right? He won. Okay? And this was exactly what was the missing ingredient. I was doing all the rest. I was working on my mind every day, doing all these things, and I was stuck in Ruby land for like 3 years. Okay? About 5, 6 years into my business. And I was just like, what's going on? Why am I not getting anywhere? And my brother and I, we were at that time, now we're old, but at the time, we were fairly young in the business. And we always felt like we had to bring up our respectability and be all serious and corporate and, to see if we can, attract good, serious business people, right? And what happened was, Christian actually moved to UK, and that's all he really introduced into my business, was the element of fun. And within the next 3 months, I went from like Ruby to Diamond like this, okay? So, the biggest thing that's missing in most people's lives out there is fun. Have you guys had fun this weekend? Yeah! Okay? And so, always make sure you have a ton of fun every single day. If you do that, everybody wants to be a part of fun, right? So your business presentation can be like, hey, I started this new business, and it's really fun. Do you want to join me? They're like, yeah, I want to have fun. And then later on, they'll be like, what is it actually what we're doing? They don't even care. They just want to have fun, okay? That by itself is so, so important, that you're always having fun. Okay, so let's summarize these things right here. You've got to be super thankful. Tell all the ATMs, thank you, thank you, thank you, right? You've got to recruit yourself. I hope that some of you made a decision this weekend that you are going to go all the way. Who's going all the way? Who made a decision this weekend? Okay, awesome. You're going to have 100% certainty. You don't want if you've got pilots, if you've got passengers on your plane that want to jump off, if they want to go into another airline company, give them a parachute, pop some holes in that parachute, but let them go to that other company, right? Now, then you've got to find people to listen to all the time in terms of audios, or surround yourself with amazing people that have the things that you want, right? You also got to be consistent. We talked about that the whole weekend, growth mindset, and the most important thing that I think is to have fun. I just want to end on this slide. I am so, so, so incredibly thankful for this business, because as many of you know, I have lived my dream life ever since Adela was born. I have become part-time with New Skin, which means 20 hours a day till about 8 hours a day. But I have been able to spend so much time with these guys. I drop them off at school. I pick them up. I'm just with them every single time they're home, every single weekend. How would I ever, ever, ever be able to do that in any other sort of business vehicle? It doesn't exist, right? So all of you, make a decision this weekend. Work your butt off. Be incredibly consistent every single day, like Perry said, every single day. Don't take one day off, even if it's just for 2 minutes. Work those 2 minutes, right? And have an incredible amount of fun doing it. Thank you for being an awesome crowd. Thank you.